Imagine that you're going to a Spanish-speaking country and you're hungry. So you go to a restaurant, but the problem is no one there speaks English. And you've had 3 years of Spanish, but you don't recall any of it to use in this given context. So the purpose of this video, and the other ones that will follow in this series, is to give you an idea of practical Spanish to use in a given situation. The topic for this video today is restaurant interactions, like being able to order food, being able to read the menu, and being able to communicate effectively with your waiter or your hostess. So the first part of this video is going to cover the essential vocabulary for restaurants, the essential vocabulary for like food, common foods you'll encounter on the menu in most Latin American countries. And then the third part of it is words that you're going to most likely use for ordering food. And then at the end of this video is going to be a short skit showing you this vocabulary in action. Alright, so the first part is knowing the parts of the restaurant itself. So we have the title of the restaurant, El Restaurante. And then we also need to know when we approach a restaurant is it open? ¿Está abierto? Or is it closed? ¿Está cerrado? Alright, and then the parts you're most likely going to encounter include la mesa, the table, la silla, the chair, vaso for glass, so if you're asking for a refill, you'll say otro vaso, I need another glass of this. Menú for menu, servilleta for napkin, plato for plate, tenedor for fork, cuchara for spoon, and cuchillo for knife. And this is the essential vocabulary that you're going to be working with. Alright, so the second part of our video involves the actual comida. It's very important to know what comida is on your menu when you're reading it to make sure you don't order something that you're allergic to or to make sure you'll actually enjoy it. For example, if you're allergic to seafood and order mariscos or salsa marinara for your pasta, you're going to get seafood in your pasta instead of the traditional tomato salsa that we get. Alright, so the first thing we're going to talk about is carne. We have 3 options that you normally get on a menu. There's pollo, bistec, and pescado. Respectively, that's chicken, steak, and fish. Next, we have your alados. We have our frijoles, arroz, or plátanos. Those are our beans, rice, and plantains. And together, the carne with the side, alado, makes a plato principal, an entree. Next, we're going to go to the postres, the desserts, as well as the bebidas. For postres, we have helado ice cream, pastel cake, and flan, a traditional dessert that's used in many Latin American countries as well as Spain. And then lastly, we have our bebidas. These are your drinks. We have jugo, juice, cafe for coffee, and then we have agua for water. Alright, so the third part of this lecture and the final one before we do a practice, a skit, is what kinds of questions is your waiter or waitress going to ask you when they come up to you? And also, how do you respond to them? So first we have some common phrases that you need to be accustomed to. They might ask you, ¿Qué le gusta tomar? What would you like to drink? Or what would you like to have today? And then we also have, ¿Qué te gusta comer? What would you like to eat? The last question is after you've been enjoying your meal for a while, they might come up and say, ¿Cómo es la comida? How is the food? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's overcooked? Alright, and then your responses. You'll be using the verb querer a lot. So, quiero, I would like pollo, I would like some chicken. You can say quiero arroz, I would like some rice. Then we have me trae. Could you bring me this? Me trae otra bebida. Can you bring me another drink? And then we also have que rico. So when they ask you, ¿Cómo es la comida? How is the food? You say que rico. It's really good. And then lastly, we have tomo. This can be used with getting drinks or ordering food. You can say tomo café. I'll take a coffee. Or you can say tomo café y mi plato principal es el pollo con arroz. I would like coffee and chicken with rice for my dinner. Thank you. Hola, bienvenido, señor. Aquí es el menú de nuestro restaurante. ¿Qué le gusta tomar hoy?
Hola, tomo agua, por favor.
Ok, aquí es tu agua, señor. ¿Y qué le gusta comer hoy?
Quiero pollo con arroz.
Ok. Right, un momento. Y aquí es tu plato principal, es pollo con arroz aquí. ¡Aprovecho!
Gracias.
Hola, señor. ¿Cómo es la comida?
Qué rico.
Qué bueno. ¿Y quiere un postre esta noche? Y puse especial Snickers hoy.
No, gracias.